Super Bowl. Bangladeshis in Cincinnati can use their competitors as a source of inspiration for their own Hollywood ending. The Cincinnati Bengals have been, rightly, praised to the hilt for reaching the Super Bowl a year after finishing with a 4-11-1 record a year ago, not to mention 2-14 the previous year. What Zach Taylor, the young head coach, and Joe Burrow, the star second-year quarterback whom they were able to get with the #1 draft pick thanks to that 2-14 season, have done to get to Los Angeles has been remarkable. But if they want to know what it takes to go that final step, and write a true Hollywood ending, they only need to look across the field to the other sideline. For it was the Rams, 22 years ago, who secured one of the greatest Super Bowl wins the NFL has known, and one that even victory for the Bengals on Sunday may not surpass. The quarterback of that side was Kurt Warner, fresh from NFL Europe after a spell with the Iowa Barnstormers in America's Arena Football League. Warner had been undrafted in 1994, and a trial with the Green Bay Packers came to nothing. Then came those stints in Iowa and Amsterdam before Dick Vermeil, the Rams head coach, who remembered him from those tryouts in Green Bay, took a chance on him, but only as a backup. Trent Green, the starting quarterback, went down in preseason, and Rams fans thought that was their hope of success gone. It wasn't, as Warner guided a team containing the future Hall of Famers Isaac Bruce, the wide receiver, Marshall Faulk, the running back, and Orlando Pace, the offensive tackle, in an offense that became known as the greatest show on turf, to the title. The quarterback who came out of nowhere threw for 4,353 yards and 41 touchdowns, with 13 interceptions. Warner's bust, too, resides in Canton. There are going to be a lot of people who can say they won a Super Bowl ring, but I don't know if there will ever be anyone who can say, I did it like Kurt Warner did it, who came from where I was to where I went, Warner told last season, of a championship that remains the Rams' only Super Bowl win. It wasn't conventional and it wasn't expected. Burrow was a first overall draft pick, but in its own way it will also be unconventional if he does guide the Bengals to success. No quarterback taken first overall has won the Super Bowl in his first 2 years. And despite very different entry points into the league, their passage to the Super Bowl has not been too dissimilar. Burrow's stat line for the season reads 4,611 yards, 34 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Yes, there are fewer touchdowns, but 2 a game is more than respectable. Stats and comparisons between eras are all well and good, but a Bengals win would be groundbreaking on a more simple level. They have never won a title. They were founded in 1967, playing their first season in 1968, and reached the title game after the end of the 1981 and 1988 seasons, losing both games to Joe Montana's San Francisco 49ers. When they walked off the field of Miami's Hard Rock Stadium in January 1989, it was hard to believe that it would be another 3 decades before they had a chance to right those wrongs. Not only have they not been back to the title game since then, before this season's efforts they had won a solitary playoff game, in 1990, before 7 defeats spanning a quarter of a century. Set against that backdrop, it makes their resurgence with Burrow at quarterback more remarkable. The Rams could also be said to have underachieved in a history more noted for its peripatetic nature. It was in Cleveland, in 1936, that the Rams started out, and from where they claimed an NFL championship in 1945. It was felt that the Browns and the Rams could not thrive in the same market, and so the Rams moved west the following season, in what represented the first real expansion of the league from its eastern origin. A second title followed 6 years later when they were victorious in their home stadium, the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, and despite the 1999 season Super Bowl run, the 1951 win remains their sole title in Los Angeles. The big leap east came before the 1995 season, when they moved 16,000 miles to St. Louis, Missouri, a result of dwindling support and the idea that the Anaheim Stadium, a baseball venue, was not fit for purpose in the NFL. The move was not without rancor towards the owner, Georgia Frontier, but that was easily forgotten a few years later. It was during their 22 years in St. Louis that Warner Eddy Alabama delivered the franchise a Super Bowl, and came so close to another 2 years later. Now they not only have a chance to win as a Los Angeles team, a chance that they blew 4 years ago, against the New England Patriots, but actually win it on home turf at the recently opened SoFi Stadium. For 54 years, no team had played a Super Bowl at their home stadium. Now there have been 2 in 2, and the Rams will be hoping to emulate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a year ago. Should they succeed, it will surely only be a matter of time before Burrow takes his chance to get his hands on the Vince Lombardi trophy. Kurt Warner will certainly tell him how good things come to those who wait. Bengals out for revenge. The most recent time these two sides met was not in Los Angeles, Cincinnati, nor St. Louis, but in London, in October 2019. The quarterback matchup was the Bengals' Andy Dalton v. Jared Goff, and the Rams won 24-10 in a year, and neither side made the playoffs, the Rams finishing 9-7 and the Bengals 2-14. Another title at stake on the sidelines. The two head coaches, Zach Taylor, 38, and Sean McVay, 36, will be a combined 74 years and 299 days old on Sunday, the youngest combined age for opposing head coaches in Super Bowl history, beating Mike Tomlin and Ken Whisenhunt from when the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Arizona Cardinals to win Super Bowl 43 in 2009. Should the Rams win, McVay would edge Tomlin as the youngest head coach to win the Super Bowl. Tale of two quarterbacks. Joe Burrow reaching the title game in his second season means that his Super Bowl debut will come earlier than any other starting quarterback drafted at number 1. Meanwhile, the 13-year veteran Matt Stafford's Super Bowl debut will come later than any other starting quarterback number 1 pick. Top picks face off. It is only the second time in Super Bowl history that the two starting quarterbacks were number 1 draft picks. The other was Peyton Manning v. Cam Newton, and the Denver Broncos beat the Panthers in Super Bowl 50. Colleagues turned rivals. Taylor, the Bengals head coach, was on the Rams' offensive coaching staff under McVay in 2017 as assistant wide receivers coach, and in 2018 as quarterbacks coach. The 2018 season ended with the Rams losing the Super Bowl to the New England Patriots.